Okay, so just very briefly, 3SK, I'm Technical Director, and we specialise in functional safety, and we support a lot of companies in developing safe systems. So whether that's autonomous mining vehicles or electrification, and we work across cross-domains, so we're automotive, aviation, industrial, and so on. So I'm going to bring a slightly different perspective to this topic, I think, and then what is SDV? And I personally dislike the term SDV, so let's get that out there. I know this is an SDV, why should we do it panel, but I think by having the term software-defined vehicle, we're already constraining our thinking to software and vehicle. Whereas what we really need to be thinking about is the user experience. So what is it we're actually delivering to the customer that brings that brilliant experience they expect? That's what we want to achieve. Now, software might be part of that solution, but ultimately we need to be thinking about the customer. Otherwise, we're thinking inside out rather than, outside in here. So what we really want to be doing is making sure every journey is enriching in some way and rewarding. So the customer experience is great, and they buy into that experience and come back to your brand. So side topic is, of course, we need to create revenue from this. So we need to be thinking from that perspective as well about how do we monetize this experience. And as I say, it's going to be realized by software-intensive systems, but some of that software may not be on the vehicle. So one brief story, sort of a fictional story, but last weekend I was driving my car, 2 kids in the back. I'm going a long journey and they're starting to bicker. They're starting to annoy each other, starting to cause trouble. I'm getting tense, I'm gripping the steering wheel a little bit firmer, I'm getting annoyed as well. The car senses this. It's using the in-vehicle microphones, it's using the driver perception systems, it's using seat pressure systems, etc., and analysing this information and making this judgment that the environment is becoming tense, let me say. So the car pipes up, "Hey, Paul, let's pull over at a coffee shop. There's a really nice one in about 1 mile." So, sounds good to me, so here I go. So we're going to pull over at the coffee shop. And then on the route it says, "I've booked you a charging point. We need 12 minutes of charging to get to the destination. You're in slot B, and I've ordered the kids some nice drinks." And there's also a play area. So this is now starting to build my satisfaction levels. But if you think about this whole environment, this whole solution isn't just about software in the vehicle. We're tapping into now the infrastructure, the charging points, are they available? What's the charging power? It's the booking system for the cafe or the restaurant. It's the banking systems, the finance systems. Everything is coming together here to create this experience. So that's why we shouldn't be thinking about software-defined vehicles. It's software-enabled experience, really. So that's ultimately the goal. And if you think about the monetization of that, there's a commercial aspect, which is the revenue stream, to say, right, revenue or commission from the car charging points, from the cafes, etc. So this is how you could monetize that as well. So this is, I think, where we need to be thinking. So where are we with software and software-defined vehicles? So the next slide's not a pretty one. So when we talk about user experience and exceptional user experience, where are we? So this data is from NHTSA, so North America, and this is recall data. So number of vehicles recalled over the past 20 years. So the blue bars are the overall recalls, number of vehicle recalls, and then the green is the recalls, or the proportion of those recalls, which are related to software. So nobody wants to experience a safety-related recall, but that's where we are as an industry. It's totally going the wrong way. We're not creating user experiences, we're creating dissatisfaction, unhappy customers, and unsafe environments. So this is ultimately, we've got this rush to do SDV, but we need to think about the safety of these products as well. That's key. So I think anybody seeing that picture would be surprised, and if we don't rectify that and resolve that, the dinosaur's there for a reason, yeah? We're going to become extinct. Whoever launches products like this, and if we think about, all right, sorry for some of the companies on here, but even in the press the past week, we've got Volvo EX30 disaster with infotainment systems breaking up, buttons not working, customers handing back the keys. We've got Ford Mustang, 30,000 vehicle recalls. The list goes on. So I'm not picking on any company specific here, but that's the state of the industry. So we've got to tread carefully with SDV in that we don't create a disaster and make ourselves extinct on the journey here. So, final slide really is, what do we need to do then? So, firstly, I think it's been visionary about that user experience. So what can we do to monetize it, but also actually to deliver that experience? So thinking beyond the software of the vehicle. Now, software of the vehicle will come into it clearly, but think beyond that, otherwise we're constrained already. And then what we need to do is enable that by software systems. So safe and secure software systems. That's on vehicle, but in the cloud, on the infrastructure, and everywhere. We need to make the whole ecosystem safe. So that's enabled by lean and suitably agile software practices, and I think they have to be scaled as well differently. So vehicle software process is going to be different to a cloud software process. So we need to think about that perspective and making sure they're synchronized. We've got to have great software architectural design, so thinking vertically and horizontally the software. So, secure operating systems clearly, secure middleware, obvious, but very, very importantly is the sort of application layer software. We have to make sure that's incredibly robust and incredibly safe and delivers those feature sets. As part of all of this, it goes without saying it's got to be safe and secure, so functional safety, cybersecurity compliance, and then the difficulty we've all got, I think, is that has to be delivered by competent and skilled teams using qualified tools. We've talked about the difficulties of resource availabilities and skilled resources, but that's fundamental in all of this. It's a change in mindset and a change of thinking we need. Okay, thanks.